4 options plans for losing weight. Every day, over 1 million people are, either, on a diet, were recently, or considering some sort of weight loss program. Unfortunately, for most, this process, often, becomes a yo-yo exercise, with many, constantly, putting on gaining and losing weight, over and over again. There are many theories about the best approach, yet, the reality, probably, is, there is no such thing as one size fits all when it comes to dieting and/or taking off the pounds. There are people who are successful, and others, with far less stellar results, using nearly any of these, because it depends on the individual's reasons, mindset, attitude, discipline, commitment, and endurance, as well as other factors, which are relevant to the success of the particular program for an individual. With that in mind, this article will attempt to, briefly, consider, examine, review, and discuss 4 options plans for attempting to lose weight. 1. Low reduced calorie. Perhaps, the most common and conventional approach is reducing one's calorie intake. The amount of reduction needed often depends largely on one's sex, starting body weight, overall health, metabolism, etc. In addition, while this approach is successful for many, a large number of people find it too challenging to commit to on a longer term. It also requires committing to counting calories, as well as, often, a major change to one's eating habits, diet, etc. Nearly every food has some calories, and when we go about our everyday lives, we burn up a certain amount of these. When one burns more calories than he intakes, the result is, usually, weight loss. 2. Low-carb keto. Low-carbohydrate diets were popularized in the 1970s by the late Dr. Robert Atkins. Legend has it, he came across the idea approach, reading European, predominantly German literature, which extensively discussed the supposed health benefits of this approach. Followers of this diet are instructed to eat often, drink lots of water, and begin by nearly completely eliminating carbohydrate intake for the first 2 weeks, and then gradually, slowly raising the intake of foods containing these. Opponents of this approach often pointed to health dangers, but Atkins countered this by stating, although it does send the body into ketosis, because we begin to burn fats instead of carbohydrates, if sufficient fluids and proteins are taken, the risk is minimal. Some of his professional staff eventually transformed this approach to what they referred to as the keto diet. The main components of this approach are eating a healthy, ketogenic diet, which includes about 75% fat, 10 to 30% protein, and no more than 5% 20 to 50 grams of carbohydrates per day. One is supposed to focus on high-fat, low-carb foods, like eggs, meats, dairy, and low-carb vegetables, as well as sugar-free beverages. Individuals are advised to restrict highly processed foods and unhealthy fats. Studies and surveys indicate one of the major advantages of this approach is many people find it easier to commit to for an extended period. 3. Exercise. Regular exercise, especially when done safely and carefully, is beneficial, both in terms of overall health and well-being and losing weight. However, it is important to remember, when using this approach, fat is often replaced by muscle, so, while, generally, the individual is healthier, it shouldn't be judged merely by stepping on the scale. 4. Diet and exercise. Combining both a healthy diet and proper exercise is an effective, healthy approach, and works when the individual has the commitment and endurance to continue for an extended period. The challenge, often, is, it is often difficult for many to remain committed for enough time to see the maximum results. Many of us would like to lose some weight for many reasons. Which way to proceed often depends on the individual.